What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there today, where yes, it's time for the Friday Tailgate Show. Kick back, relax, cold drink in hand, and let's have a little bit of fun here to end the week. I am ready for it for sure. This week has been pretty draining, right? A lot of news has happened here this week, and we're going to cover that here in just a second. If you're looking for other segments, don't worry. Timestamps down below. Feel free to click them if you so choose. But let's go ahead and kick off the show here right now and discuss some of this late end of week news that we've gotten. And right off the bat, it's got to be Ja'Marr Chase that a lot of people are talking about. Now, we had the doc come on, do an individual video just on Ja'Marr Chase, and it sucks to lose Ja'Marr Chase. I'm hoping because he's like a mutant or something, that he can just heal quicker than the normal human being, and maybe we aren't without him for a long time. That's something we're definitely paying close attention to. What about Zeke Elliott? This is something we've been talking about, for multiple days here on this channel, like, hey, let's be prepared if we don't have Zeke, and now Zeke is doubtful, which means Tony Pollard is going to get a huge bump here this week and borderline be a must start for a lot of people here in week 8 of fantasy football. What about DeAndre Swift, though? Air thrusting. Come on, everybody thrust with me. We're getting DeAndre Swift back. I'm totally pumped about that. This is a guy that was winning you matchups prior to his injury. Kind of hoping he would come back last week. They've waited till now. Full participant in practice, should be good to go. One guy who is not good to go, that's going to be Deebo Samuel, who was already ruled out. As much as that sucks, at least we know about it now, and we can plan for it a little bit going forward. What this tells me, though, is we could see a huge Christian McCaffrey day once again. Brandon Ayuk is going to get a little bit more defensive attention. George Kittle is going to have a little bit higher opportunity this week. Sucks to not have Deebo, but at least we know about it a little bit ahead of time. How about them coming out in New Orleans and saying, hey, Michael Thomas, really no timeline to return? I feel like we've heard that before. It's like deja vu, right? With Michael Thomas and the New Orleans Saints, they never really seem to know when the guy's going to play. And when he's not him, Jarvis Landry, already out here for this weekend once again. James Conner has been ruled out as well. Not a big surprise there. We weren't really expecting him to play this week anyway. Bump up Eno Benjamin just a little bit. But what I'm looking forward to is Van Jefferson. And a lot of people may be out there watching the show right now going, the hell do I care about Van Jefferson for, Jake? And honestly, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I really feel like one of the missing pieces in this offense in LA is Van Jefferson. He didn't get any credit last year. It was all going the way of Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham, but Van Jefferson was a huge piece of this offense that had multiple big plays, really another guy to really stretch the field. We know the chemistry is there with Matthew Stafford. We know his coach loves him. Sean McVay is a big Van Jefferson supporter as well. I'm excited for the return of Van Jefferson. I really think he brings a lot back to this offense. Chuba Hubbard has been ruled out for the Carolina Panthers, which means a whole lot of Donta Foreman. He will be a start here for us this week as well. Russell Wilson finished up all his high knees on the flight to London. Apparently he's going to start here this weekend. Doesn't overly excite me. First off, it's a London game. Second off, we haven't seen anything great in Denver all year long, so I'm not expecting it right now, but he will be the starter. Allen Lazard is out for the Green Bay Packers. Who the hell's going to catch balls in Green Bay? Probably a whole lot of Aaron Jones. Love Aaron Jones this week now. And then what about Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs? Now, obviously, we don't have to see anything with that this week because they're on a bye week, but what do we think about that going forward? I love the talent of Kadarius Toney. Do I think he goes there and plays a Tyreek Hill role? Like, no, I don't think it's just like a one-for-one swap. We've seen Mecole Hardman. We've seen Juju. We've seen MVS. We've seen Travis Kelce. There's going to be weeks where Kadarius Toney pops off in this offense, and there's going to be weeks where we don't even see him at all. That's kind of the story with everybody not named Travis Kelce in this pass-catching game in Kansas City. They are so deep at the wide receiver position. They have so many options that defenses can't stop them all. So each and every week, they have somebody else that can step up into the spotlight, carry the team to victory, and make it super difficult to trust every single week. So I love the potential of Kadarius Toney in Kansas City. Do I think he becomes a weekly must-start right away? I don't think he sees consistent enough volume to do that. Now, down the road, if this is a guy getting 4, 5, 6, 7 targets a game consistently, in that offense, all of a sudden, yes, Kadarius Toney becomes a thing. For right now, though, just a bottom-of-the-bench stash for me, but an interesting trade nonetheless in the NFL. So now that we've covered some end of the week news, we got some items to give away. That Pristine auction mystery box, right? Is that too much of a hint? My arm is kind of covering it. What do you say we dive into the box here and pick 2 items for giveaways here this week? We've been giving away all kinds of stuff. Kyle just announced the winner of the signed Stephon Diggs ball. I actually just went and mailed it right before I recorded this. So got some good items in this box. Let's see what I can grab out of it here today. How about we go? You want to do another ball? Let's do another ball. How about this ball? Now, I have myself right here a signed Raiders football. It's a sick football. Now, who has signed said football? Before I tell you, let me make sure I tell you this. You need to head over to pristineauction.com, sign up for your free account if you have not done so already, using the referral code headliners when you do so. That's what makes you eligible for all of these giveaways. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll send a $10 credit to your account that you can use if you so choose at some point, but you gotta have the free account signed up at pristineauction.com. There's a link down below in the description. Just make sure you use referral code headliners so that they know that we sent you there, so they continue to send us some awesome things. So, who has signed this football? Any guesses? Drop it down below in the comment section. I'm going to tell you here in 3, 2, 1, bam. Can you read it? That is a signed Davante Adams football right there for the Raiders. Davante, I mean, it's all wrapped in plastic. You can't really tell, but that is a Davante Adams signature right there, and you can see it. Davante Adams, baby. Signed Raiders logo football. Certificate of authenticity in the bag here. This is a sick football. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL, y'all. On his new team, I know there's going to be some fans of the Raiders out there that are going to want this. All right, what else do we got? Let me leave this right here so you can somewhat see it. How about we go? Okay, he came back last week. A lot of people stuck with him. They stashed him. I talked about holding on to him for the first 6 weeks of the season, because I really thought he was going to make an impact the second half of the season. So I was telling people to pick up this guy in the draft still anyway. How about one of my hometown Arizona Cardinals signed DeAndre Hopkins? Right there. Bam. DeAndre Hopkins, signed jersey from our friends at pristineauction.com right here. Make sure you have that free account signed up. That's the only way we can continue to give things like this away, is if people are out there signing up for those free accounts. So don't let me down, Headliner Nation. Get your account created today using that referral code headliners, and be on the lookout, because we're giving away items in different videos every week. We're trying to keep you guessing a little bit, so you keep watching the videos, but you never know when we're going to pick a winner for this. If you're interested, just let us know down below in the comment section of our videos. But that's that for right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw it over to Tater now, because Tater's got to cover some weather for us. He's been on vacation a lot, kind of screwed me over in the Tailgate episode last week. So let's see what he's got coming up for us here in week 8.
Well, hey everybody, and welcome to another weekend Tailgate episode. As you can see, I'm just chillaxing here, I think as the young people call it. You know, you may have seen last week's episode, and I just wanted to comment that Jake, we've smoothed things over, mutually agreed that Jake wouldn't know good meat if he saw it. Never mind about that. Do we want to get into some weekend weather? We got a couple games to talk about, and then a special edition of the beer review this week. So let's get at it. Really only 2 games that I'm keeping an eye on the weather for this week. The first one's going to be the New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks, playing out there in Seattle, and it looks to be around that 4:25 game time, about a 60% chance of rain, so definitely some rain to keep an eye on there. Danny Pennies maybe upgraded to nickels or back to dimes, maybe even quarters. Hell, if you need him in your lineup that bad, he's playing. I can't deny it. So keep an eye on that. And then the next game we want to talk about is the Bengals and the Browns. Now, this is your Monday night football game, and it's looking to be, about a 25% chance of rain right now, holding steady there, 60 degrees. So just keep an eye on that one. Of course, that being out over the weekend, things could change, shift around, but definitely something you want to keep an eye on. And that's it for the weather. It makes my job easy, man. Fridays never got easier for me, I tell you what. But You know, last week I reviewed this here pre-game pale ale from the Terrapin Beer Company in Athens, Georgia, and I mentioned that I really liked this one. I think I gave it a 7.9 on my scale, and but this week I mentioned that there was a pack, and this is some other ones. This is the Up High IPA. It's a Citra hop Indian Pale Ale. It says all kinds of words on top like camp, surf, boogie, slap hands, paddle, all kinds of, anyways, we're gonna try this one, and I just thought it'd be fun to kind of compare them all since they're all in the same vein. This one is the Recreation Ale. It's got a little turtle on there, and he's hiking, I guess. Anyways, let's get into it. I've also got some water here to clear my palate in between so that I won't be contaminating any of them, but let's just go back to this pre-game pale ale. We know we like it. Yeah, all right. So my mind hasn't changed on that one. Still 7.9. Clear our palate with our water. All right, this is the Citra hopped one. Lots of majestic flavor, and you know I like majestic things. Citrusy hops that roll off your tongue like the white caps of the ocean waves. A majestic beach sunset. I think I'm gonna like this one. I don't often say negative things about beer, especially. For this beautiful can and all these words and citrus and majestic, it is not majestic. This is the least majestic thing that's ever claimed to be majestic. There's no sun-kissed flavor or citrusy. I get nothing of that. This is just not good. All right, moving on to the Recreation Ale with the turtle on it. Let's see, this one says, formulated to accompany you on your adventures, packing in just 99 calories. Oh, if you're watching your figure, maybe you like this. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have high expectations. Well, I wasn't wrong. There's not a lot of flavor here. My water here, I don't know how many calories it's got in it, but at 80, what does that say? 96 calories in my water here, and 99 here, and I think I'd rather just drink water over this. They better stick to this pre-game pale ale. So Terrapin Beer Company, if you're watching this, just cut production on them. But anyways, that's a special edition of the Weekend Beer Review. Drink lots of water this weekend, stay hydrated, and hey, enjoy a good weekend of fantasy football. Set your lineups. Don't forget we got that London game, and we'll talk to you next week.
What did he say? I don't know what good meat. I'll show you some good meat right.
Yo, what's good, Headliner Nation? It's your boy, Big Mac, a.k.a. The Lone Boner. Yo, I'm back again with the Friday Fliers. That's 5 guys. If you got room on your bench, stash them away and get headed to the waiver wire. So look, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, guys, first player up I want to talk about is my boy Snoop.
Who?
Yo, not that one. The other Snoop Connor from the Jacksonville Jaguars, running back. So look, we all know how Dougie P flow. Doug Peterson, he loves a running back by committee approach, okay? ETN, everybody's excited about him. Yo, I'm not saying that he's not gonna be great. He's gonna do well, but he's a pass catching back. He needs a compliment, and like I said again, Doug Peterson always has that complimentary style of play. So he shuffles in running backs here and there. He did it back in Philly, and he's gonna do it here in Jacksonville. So Snoop Connor, they're really high on him. They moved up in the 5th round to get him this past year. He's a complimentary back, like I said, but he's a power back, north and south type guy. Everybody, Hasty, I don't believe in him. Snoop's the guy. So go out, pick him up, stash him away. Like I said, it might start out slow. ETN is going to get a lot of the first and second down reps, but I think Snoop Connor will come in and spell him here and there. But like I said, he might even steal some goal line touches. So go out there, get you some Snoop, baby. All right, guys, next player up I want to talk about is KJ Hamler from the Denver Broncos, wide receiver. So it's been a lot of talk going on that they've been, fielding some conversations from different teams about the availability of some of their pass catchers, namely KJ Hamler. So I don't know what's been going on with Russ this year. It's a lot of speculation. it could just be a chemistry situation that he's just not getting along with his other teammates, pass catchers, or whatever the case may be. But KJ Hamler is still on this rookie deal, so it makes a lot of sense for the Broncos to try to recoup some assets and maybe bring back some draft picks. And like I said, it's a lot of teams out there that's needing wide receiver help. You got the Chargers, you got the Giants, you got the Ravens. So all of these guys, they're looking for pieces that can come in and plug and play and to be able to help their team immediately. And KJ Hamler is one of those guys that I think that if you get him in the right system, he could be beneficial and he could also be fantasy viable. So go out and get KJ Hamler, get ahead of the curve. All right, next up, I want to talk about Harrison Bryant, tight end of the Cleveland Browns. So we all know David Njoku is going to be out for a while. I think it's a high ankle sprain. Should be between 2 to 5 weeks. So this is a guy you can kind of plug and play. Not saying he's going to give you the same type of numbers that a David Njoku was given, but he has that type of floor, and his ceiling is a safe ceiling. And we all know the tight end landscape is just horrible this year. So if you can get somebody in that's going to be in the system, which Kevin Stefanski likes to run, particularly in Cleveland, it's like a wide zone system. So it's a lot of gap run schemes, and you sprinkle in a little bit of screen game with the tight end and the running backs. Harrison Bryant could step right in and plug and play. Like I said, he's got great hands. He's a good blocker. And really, that's all they really got right now. But you want to get ahead of the curve because nobody's really talking about him. He's probably about like 6% owned out there on your waiver wire. Go pick him up. Like I said, it could be just a plug and play situation, but he can give you some viable points from week to week. Like I said, the tight end landscape is just crazy horrible right now. So if you can get anybody that can give you some type of production, especially within a good system, it's beneficial. So go out and get you a Harrison Bryant and see what's up. All right, guys, next player up is Raheem Blackshear from the Carolina Panthers, running back. So Chuba Hubbard, he got hurt in the fourth quarter of the game against the Bucks. Not really sure what's going on as of yet, but you want to have a backup just in case that he does miss some time. Foreman could possibly get the 3-down work, but we don't know for sure. But you want to get a piece of that offense, especially at the running back, because that's pretty much all they got other than DJ Moore. So they're going to run the ball. Carolina's in a rebuild situation right now, so they're going to run the ball and, of course, force feed it to DJ Moore. So you want a piece of that backfield. Blackshear, back in college at Virginia Tech, he had about 3 years where he had a 20% target share. That's damn near more than some of the receivers out there. So you can trust his hands. So if they incorporate him into that offense, coming out of the backfield, he can kind of spell Foreman, whether if it's just like in a 3rd down situation or whatever the case may be. Or he could be worked in as a 50-50 split. I don't know. But the potential is there. So go out and get Raheem Blackshear and just stash him away. You never know what'll happen. All right, last but not least, I want to talk about Braxton Berrios of the New York Jets, wide receiver. So look, he's one of those guys that I like to call an astronaut who gets out in space. That's where he's the most deadliest at. Him and Wilson had a really great rapport last season, right? And now I think they're going to try to start building on to that even more because they want to get Wilson comfortable with his pass catchers. You got Garrett, you got Corey Davis, which is hurt right now. I don't know what's going on with Elijah Moore, whether if he wants to play football there or not. That remains to be seen, but he was deactivated. So they need to get more pass catchers involved. And I think what they're going to try to do is manufacture targets, get guys out in space that can kind of help with the running game because Michael Carter, he's there. They don't fully trust him as a bell cow. That's the whole reason they brought James Robinson in. So James has got to get introduced into this new system. So it's going to take him a while. So Braxton Berrios, in my opinion, is going to be used to help compensate the lack of that run and to be able to make the defense be more honest, not bring 8 and 9 into the box because now you got to worry about him underneath the zone. So Braxton, I think, will be used even more. So you need to go out and pick him up, stash him away, see what happens. I think he could be a viable flex play going forward. So pick up Braxton Berrios. So look, guys, appreciate the time once again. Thank you so much. Go out there, check these guys out and see if they're available on your waiver wires. Scoop them up. And listen, let's be a champion, baby. That's what we do here at Headliner Nation. We make champions. Y'all be safe. Be blessed. Peace.
Sorry about that. I kind of got a little bit carried away. Luckily, they threw it over to Mac's Friday Flyers just in time before things got really awkward on camera, but can't sit back and let Tater talk to me like that. But awesome. Love the job, Mac. The Friday Flyers are really where he told you to pick up Isaiah Likely 2 weeks ago. And now all of a sudden, Isaiah Likely looking like a thing in Baltimore. You need to be listening to the lone boner. But for now, the time has come for me and Ethan, the doc, to pair together to show us your teams. All right, and here we go, Ethan. It's week 8. It's time for Show Us Your Teams. And we got some good submissions here this week, Ethan. We're going to try to fly through this because, honestly, we had so many submissions. We're like, maybe we should do at least an extra one each week. So we got 6 teams that we're going through here right now, Ethan. So don't be getting too long-winded out there, all right? We got crap to cover today, all right?
We're going to do what we do.
All right, well, here we go. Let's not waste any more time then. Let's dive right into the first one. We have the USA Soldier Boys from Matthew Henry, who's at Mr. Star Wars Nerd on Twitter.
Love it.
He's got week 8, 10 team. League is in cursive right here off the bat.
Love it.
Looking for the red, white, and blue, I guess, lettering. Okay. But let's take a look at the team. We got Dak Prescott, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Stephon Diggs, and then Cooper Kupp. Now I am at full attention. Then we got Pat Freiermuth, Chris Olave, the Dallas defense, Brandon McManus. And on the bench, you got Derek Carr, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, Kenyon Drake, Kirk Cousins, Michael Gallup, Patriots defense. And on IR, Darren Waller, struggling to get a trade for a running back to you. This team is absolutely stacked. Right off the bat, though, I don't think you need 3 quarterbacks. What do you think, Ethan?
A little generous on the quarterbacks.
A little generous on the quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's a little too much for me. I really don't feel like, personally, I guess you're trying to get a third running back.
Probably.
That seems like what he's after. I didn't really feel like he needed a running back. I mean, Josh Jacobs has been amazing for the last 3 weeks, and Travis Etienne should be a bell cow going forward.
I guess maybe because he's got nobody to cover the bye week of Etienne, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I see what he's going for there. With
this team, though, you may just be able to take a 0 for that slot. Diggs and Kupp and Jacobs. I mean, come on. I mean, you got like 100 points right there.
No, I mean, I'm not a big fan. We're joking, of course.
I mean, that's a joke. 100%.
We don't want to take any zeros.
No.
I will say that I'm probably targeting running backs that have underperformed the last few weeks. That you could maybe get. Kareem Hunt is a guy that I think maybe I'm trying to get in case he gets traded. Gus Edwards, I feel like you could probably get Gus Edwards right now if you really wanted to. Somebody probably picked him up. I mean, if they're looking for wide receiver help, you've got some guys that I think have some value from a wide receiver's perspective. Brandon Cooks, if he gets traded, going to have a big bump in value. So that might be a piece I'm looking to move.
Lockett as well with DK injured.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely got some pieces there to move for a running back, but just keep working them. I'm targeting teams that have 4 or 5 decent running backs, and I'm probably targeting the 4th or 5th guy for a 1-for-1 trade with one of your wide receivers if you're really looking for a running back. But overall, I think the team's really good.
Yeah, team's good.
I like it. Solid effort. Did misspell Freiermuth. I'll give him a pass because it's a really tricky name. There are 2 E's.
He goes double E in that last name. It is weird.
There's 2 E's and it throws me off.
Yeah.
But the second E is not.
It's EIE. It's like he's EIEIO.
Yeah.
Like that's how I remember it.
Yeah. That's exactly how you spell it.
Not the
also,
O.
What's up with the lowercase f on that? A little disrespectful to my boy.
Oh, wow.
Patty.
Yeah. Going lowercase f on you. What I'm trying to figure out is is there any semblance to it looks like the sideways. Like, what do we got going on here? I don't really
talking about the squiggles.
Yeah, the squiggle, like the lines and like the squares, like a sideways pyramid or something. I don't know what.
Well, I think he's just trying to. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think he's trying to maybe draw a line, but fill in space.
I don't know. I don't know. Overall, though, solid team, solid A. Like that team from Matthew Henry.
I'm going with an A as well.
All right, let me pull up the next team here. This one, we have Thirst and Gin from Melinda Renee Young.
Sipping on gin and juice.
She's got a little bit of cursive. She's got bubble letters, Ethan. She's going all out right here. She's even drawn us a drink. And at this time of the year, Ethan, I could use a damn drink.
We could use it. And it's really well drawn.
It is well drawn. Like the fruit inside that drink is like next level.
Excellent.
I even think she's got our Twitter handles and she's like signed our name next to it. You don't even write that nice with your own signature.
No, my signatures are really hideous.
Doctor.
They're consistently hideous, and that's why it's important. But I like the effort here, and that drink looks delicious. I don't know what's in there, but I'm assuming it's some type of gin. It looks great to me.
Whatever it is, I'll drink it.
I'm into it because I like cold drinks, so I'm into that. Let's look at the team, though.
Okay, I guess that's why we're here. Quarterback, we got Tom Brady and Mike Evans. She's got off to the side. What a sad stack. It's not. It just hasn't been what we were hoping. It could have been great last week, but Evans decided to drop like a 50-yard touchdown bomb.
75-yard touchdown.
Whatever it was. It was a lot.
Would have hit us over. Prize picks and one catch.
Yeah, but that didn't quite happen there, did it? Plus, he's banged up. Now, I'm sure you'll talk about that in the injury show, along with another guy in this roster as well, Mike Williams here. So we're a little bit worried right off the bat at wide receiver because you're going to hopefully need some depth. You got Gabe Davis, okay. Aaron Jones and Najee Harris. Okay, with Najee, a little bit worried. She's got the down arrow, though, so she already knows. Hawkinson, Boyd, Kaimi Fairbairn and the 49ers. And then on the bench, also here, see, very well drawn. Has the down arrow for Najee and an up arrow for Gus. And otherwise, she's signaling us, Ethan. It's like a bat signal. Who should I put in this spot? She's not here to communicate with us, but I feel like we're communicating right now.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're connected, Ethan.
We're vibing.
We're totally vibing right now.
We're vibing.
Anyway, rest of the team, we got Traquan Smith, Melvin Gordon, Jahan Dotson, Marcus Mariota, and Caleb Huntley. So the bench is a little scary outside of Gus Edwards for the most part. Do I start Gus Edwards over Najee? At this point, probably not, but I think you're going to have to put Tyler Boyd up in for Mike Williams and flex Gus Edwards as of right this second, at least until we get more news about Mike Evans.
Yeah, I think that's probably the play here, Jake. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I love this team, but I do think that there is talent on this team and just a little bit of bad injury luck. You know, Gabe Davis has been most of this team has been banged up at some point this year. But I do think that Gus Edwards, it looks like he's going to be the starter. You know, we know now that J.K. Dobbins is going to be out for at least 4 weeks, possibly even longer. We'll see what happens with that knee. I didn't trust it from the start. So I think Gus Edwards is just going to, what he did in his first week back was impressive. He did get a little banged up though. So again, he's still coming off that ACL. There is a chance for an injury, compensatory injury later, but I think the team's okay. Probably needs a little bit of work on the bench, but keep working the waiver wire because you never know when you're going to hit.
Yep, 100%. That is for sure. Now, if we are without Mike Evans for whatever reason, I don't really see anything on the bench that is an immediate fill-in, but I do see like guys like even Marcus Mariota. I would drop Mariota to try to find some more depth somewhere else at the wide receiver position if I'm this team owner. I need more depth there. You don't need the second quarterback. You're not starting him. Sure, when Brady has his bye week, you're going to have to stream something, but you have other options on your bench to drop at that point. I'm not going to hold Marcus Mariota. So what are we going to give this team grade right here for Melinda, Ethan?
I'm going to go with a B. The drawing is nice. I think the team is good, but could be better. And I think that you're going to have some work to do as far as injuries go, at least the next month or so. Yeah,
the ice cubes and the fruit in the glass threw me up to a solid B, Ethan.
Yeah.
A solid B.
This is nice.
That is nice. All right, next one. We're keeping the theme alive, Ethan. Now we have Tequila Beasts from Thorsten Beek. Is it Beek? Beek. Okay, so we got the Tequila Beasts 4-3, 10-team half PPR. The team is inside the tequila bottle where we have Geno Smith, who looks like he's replaced somebody else because I see heavy erase marks in there.
It's possible that it was replacing Herbert, who I believe is on a bye this week.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I believe this may have been one of the teams that resubmitted from past weeks, so he's just changing. Way to go. Way to think ahead here, Thorsten.
We appreciate that update.
Yeah, 100%. So you got Geno Smith, Damian Pierce, Gus Edwards, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Irv Smith, DeAndre Swift, Jason Myers, and the Eagles. On IR, Breece Hall, Elijah Mitchell. On the bench, you got Herbert, J-Rob, Eckler, Kelsey, McLaurin, and Reynolds. So obviously a tough week not having Herbert, Eckler, and Kelsey in your lineup. What do you think about the overall team, though, being that he's struggling with some bye weeks here this week?
Yeah, I think the team is pretty good. Rough week with Herbert and Kelsey and Eckler, but overall, I think the team is really in a good spot. If you can squeak out a win, even if you go 4-4, the number of teams I've seen that are just absolutely getting killed right now in fantasy is unbelievable. So being 4-4 at this point with those guys coming back in, health-wise, pretty solid, a lot of depth at wide receiver and running back. I know it's not like, real sexy names, but Damian Pierce, Gus Edwards, those are guys that are going to help people win championships this year. Damian Pierce, I said it before the season started, has one of the best playoff stretches for any running back in the league. So as long as he's healthy for that, he's going to be a locked in RB2 for you for the rest of the year. And I just think the team's really good. Yeah. Hoping to get DeAndre Swift back this week. He did practice in full. So it looks like he's going to return, but we'll see what happens.
I like that he really took the time to draw a very detailed photo of you on this picture. That's what drew me to it.
It looks like me, if me and Wolverine were like, I
don't know. I've seen your hair look like that every once in a while.
Occasionally in the winter, I let it grow out a little bit.
I've seen it.
It's a little wild.
Yeah.
It's a little wild.
That is winter Ethan right there. All right. Give it a grade right here, Ethan. I like this team.
I do too. I'm going to go with a solid A. I love that we're staying on theme here. I like the bar and the team is really good. So I'm going to go with an A.
All right, I'm going to go with an A-. I do. I like the team too. Overall, it's a solid team there. He didn't draw a picture of me since he drew a picture of you. I had to drop him down just a hair.
Okay. I thought it was because you're still sad about Damian Pierce. Okay.
No, I'm not sad at all. I'm not sad, even remotely close. All right, let's go. Next one, we got Polo Dude 117, who is actually one of our members who submitted this through our Discord. So we got a lot going on here. He's got our emojis at the very top.
A lot.
The perfect cast is 7-0 right now.
Whoa.
Hence the reason a membership. He's first out of 10.5 PPR super flex. Now we got a lot going on after this. Looks like we got some graph paper going on. We got, I believe that's from the Goofy movie. Is that correct? The screen grab right there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from
the Goofy movie. Is. And we got Joe Burr and Justin Herbert with their faces over there. Now let's look at this team. Right off the bat, I feel like numbers are yelling at me, Ethan. There's a lot of damn numbers on this sheet right now.
Very aggressive numbers.
Like, I just feel like those numbers are just flipping me off right now.
Yeah.
I understand what they are. He's got the roster there with their jersey numbers, but what the hell are the numbers on the side over here?
Oh, see, it says auction. So I'm going to guess that's what he paid.
Okay.
Yeah, for each player.
Okay.
So like 38 for Joe Burr. $21 for Debo.
Okay, I got you now.
For Tyler Boyd.
I hear you now. Okay,
yeah, I think that's what he's going for there. Jake.
I didn't see the little auction right there, so that makes a lot more sense right there. But yeah, Joe Burrow, love that. Did you know that Joe Burrow is only 5 points away from being the overall quarterback one in fantasy football?
Well, Jake, you wouldn't hear that from fantasy analysts that just assume after 1 week that the fantasy season is over for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we don't overreact to the first month of the fantasy season, because Joe Burrow is going to be just fine.
Dude's got like 8 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. I think he's doing okay for himself.
Yeah.
So we got Joe Burr, we got Debo Samuel, Tyler Boyd, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Gerald Everett, Ramondre Stevenson, Justin Herbert, the Patriots, Dallas Goddard. I like how he's even using the nicknames.
Goddard.
He's got Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson, Zach Wilson, the Eagles, James Conner, Cordero Patterson, and Jamison Williams. Right off the bat, I'm a little worried about bye weeks. Now, aside from bye weeks, I'm not worried about this team whatsoever because this absolutely screams a fantasy headliners team right here. Like this just screams it right here. Going to be a little bit of a rough week though because he doesn't have Justin Herbert and doesn't have Austin Eckler this week either. That's going to be a little bit difficult. What running back can we put in for Austin Eckler?
You're probably moving Ramondre up.
Yep.
To your RB2 spot, and then that'll free up a flex. I would guess Gabe Davis.
I'm thinking Gabe Davis.
That flex, and then your super flex. You got a few options, but I think you probably have to throw in Zach Wilson there.
Honestly, I'm almost tempted to throw Goddard. I'm almost tempted to put Goddard.
Well,
as my
I think
super
you
flex.
have to. You already have to put Goddard up in your tight end spot, don't you?
Oh, Gerald Everett's on a bye too. Crap.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yep, you're pretty much screwed. You got to use Zach Wilson.
Yeah. What's up with the two defenses here? I'm assuming the Patriots were just for this week.
I'm guessing he had the Eagles and he didn't want to drop them because of their bye week last week.
So maybe he's dropping that second defense to pick up another possible, maybe he got somebody off of waivers before.
I like that.
There's a lot of effort. So I imagine he probably, drew this and then made some moves afterwards.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to redraw all those damn numbers again. But overall, I love this. I love the starting lineup this week. A little rough with the bye weeks, but I can definitely see how this team has become 7-0 here to start the season.
Oh yeah. And I think he still has a good enough starting lineup this week to go 8-0.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
Overall, team's really good. I'm going to give it another solid A. I like the goofy reference.
The goofy reference. All right. Yeah. I was going to go A- again, but I don't mind. I think the attention to detail in the numbers, I'll bump him up to a solid A for that. All right. Next one up. We got Kyler Wren by Jamie on Twitter at Ginger Snowman. There's a lot going on here. So let's see. Let's try to unpack it. First off, we see the lightsaber battle right in the middle. Great drawing, by the way.
Beautiful.
Great drawing. And then I think we have 6,012 words on one sheet of paper. How he fit this many words on one piece of paper?
So many words.
Okay, so Kyler Wren in High on AJ Green. I don't know that reference.
I don't really get it either.
5th in standings, currently 4-2, a half PPR 12-teamer. Trade 1 in week 3, gave away Juju, D-Hop, and ETN to get Evans and Dobbins. Oof, that one didn't quite work out well. Trade number 2 in week 5, give away Dalton Schultz to get Cordero Patterson. As long as you had another tight end, which you got Andrews, so I don't really overly hate that. Trade 3, he gave away Dobbins and Davis for A.J. Brown. That I love. And then trade 4, gave away Pierce, Dobbs, and Higbee for Lamb and Andrews. I don't mind it, but hopefully you have running back depth. So let's go through the team here.
Well, it looks like it says league year 7. So I'm going to guess this is Dynasty League.
Where's it say that? There's so much on here.
In High on AJ's Green, league
year 7.
Year 7.
Okay.
So maybe it's a Dynasty. I still would not have done that first trade. That one's
hard.
That's a bad trade. I'm not trading for J.K. Dobbins because I'm not drafting him this year. So I definitely didn't want that. Second trade, kind of a wash. If it's a dynasty, I probably prefer Dalton Schultz a little bit more than Patterson. Third trade, definitely get you some A.J. Brown. That was an easy, no doubter.
That was an easy smash.
And then the fourth trade, it's pretty even, but in a dynasty, I like it a lot better because I like Mark Andrews as an elite dynasty.
We got
asset,
the hashtag
Pristine, still pretty good.
We got the hashtag Pristine auction and Manscaped in there. So here we go. We got the team of Kyler Murray, Mike Evans, and AJ Brown with CeeDee Lamb as well to go with Mixon, Swift, and Brian Robinson Jr., Andrews, Keenan Allen, and Harrison Butker. The Patriots defense, and then Josh Reynolds, Deshaun Watson, Caleb Huntley, Darnell Mooney, and Cordero Patterson on the bench. So right off the bat, overall, the team is freaking solid. I love the team. We're still, kind of waiting on Keenan Allen. Haven't really been able to benefit much from him. Still kind of up in the air. Mark Andrews has been banged up here as of late as well. But outside of that, overall, the starting lineup of this team is rock solid for a dynasty team.
Yeah, and of course we're just assuming we don't know for a fact that it's a dynasty team, but
maybe so.
I do think that this is a really good team. You can see where some of these trades, with these 3-for-2, that first trade especially, really hurt the depth of this bench. And you're starting so many guys. So, starting 3 wide receivers and 3 running backs and a flex, like that's a ton of starters.
Yes.
I would rather personally have 2 or 3 really solid guys on the bench than another stud in this type of format where I'm going to be starting a ton of guys every single week. You're really looking at that first trade and going, man, if you could throw Travis Etienne in for Brian Robinson and Juju in for, Keenan Allen while he's been hurt,
or D-Hop,
team looks a lot better.
or DeAndre Hopkins right now as well.
Yeah. I mean, that if you don't win, I'm probably looking back at that trade going, man, that one hurt me bad.
The only thing I can say by it is by him getting Dobbins in the first one, it ended up getting him AJ Brown later on. So, I mean, at least there's that silver lining somewhat. Like you said, the depth is a little bit weak because there are so many starters. Obviously, Mike Evans right now is banged up. DeAndre Swift right now is banged up. Mark Andrews is banged up, and Keenan Allen are banged up. Are there options to really fill those holes right now? Not a whole lot. If Evans has any limitations, you're looking towards Darnell Mooney. If DeAndre Swift has any limitations, the only other option you have right now is Caleb Huntley. What about Keenan Allen? If you don't have Keenan Allen and you're having to use the others, then all of a sudden you're having to start Josh Reynolds. So there's some hope and prayer that we get some health going on in this starting lineup here really, really soon.
Yeah, the team is still pretty solid though.
Oh yeah, overall, yeah.
I'm going to go for like a B+ here. I worry about the bench depth, especially going into bye weeks and just who's going to be playing week to week. I mean, this starting lineup is a lineup that I could see taking you to a championship, but you don't want to lose 5 games that you don't have to because you don't have the depth on the bench.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. I'll go with a solid B here as well, just because the depth does worry me, but given the league settings, something you really have to pay attention to. All right. Next one here. This is from Noah. Now, full disclosure, Noah, I saw that you submitted 3 teams and had 3 great drawings for them all. I couldn't take all 3 of them and take up the entire segment. However, I want to take a second to recognize Noah and the work he put in to submit multiple teams. And if we can get these teams back in future episodes, we will for sure. But this is the one that we have here for this week right now, Ethan. He's got the league name of Show Me Your Titties.
A classic. Just a classic.
Now, the team name is the Law Offices of D.A. Diggs. I even like the font that was used here because it kind of reminds me of something you would see like on a window of something like of an actual law firm.
Absolutely.
He's 3-4, a 12-team standard league. He was 12th pick out of 12. A 0 RB draft is what he did. So let's see what he's got, because he went straight cursive after this, Ethan.
Love it.
He's a man after your own heart right now.
He is.
So he's got Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is his quarterback. I'm just kidding. He's playing better here as of late. We got Raheem Mostert, Kenneth Walker, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Pitts, Michael Pittman, the Miami Dolphins defense, and Kaimi Fairbairn. On the bench, Slayton Hunt, Paris Campbell, Khalil Herbert, Kyron Williams, Bobby Trees, and Matthew Stafford. So he said he went 0 RB. He ended up, lucking out with Raheem Mostert and Kenneth Walker. So obviously I don't mind that.
Whoa, Jake.
Whoa, what?
He didn't luck out with those guys. We advised people.
Okay. I'm talking about going 0
guys
RB,
that we liked.
Yes.
You were big on Mostert. I will give you that. You were all about it.
I like Mostert.
I will also admit I was not huge on Kenneth Walker, but I think I was proven in the first 6 weeks before Rashad Penny got hurt that was correct. If Rashad Penny was still around, you would not have seen what we saw from Kenneth Walker the last 2 weeks.
That's for sure. And that's maybe where a little bit of that luck came in, Ethan.
Well, but you got to have a little bit.
And it's worked out for him. Now, there's not a lot of running back depth here. We have Kareem Hunt and Khalil Herbert, both who are like really hard to start each week. I mean, Herbert's been a little bit more efficient than Demont, but the ceiling just hasn't been there with both of them in the lineup. Kareem Hunt basically playing second fiddle right now and is not getting the touches that he's had in years past. Luckily, he's good right now with Mostert and Walker. Adams and Diggs is a great pairing there at wide receiver, obviously. Kyle Pitts has been a huge disappointment this year. And then Michael Pittman, now with no Matt Ryan, but with Sam Ellinger, whatever you want to call him. I'm not excited.
Something.
I'm not excited for the passing game of the Indianapolis Colts going forward. So I don't think I could throw in Darius Slayton at this point. I don't know if there's anybody else on the bench that I'm going to throw in. I like the starting lineup as is because you have no other tight end options.
Well, and the problem is so I'm assuming that the 12 out of 12 was his draft spot. So I'm guessing most of the good running backs were gone. Probably defaulted to, okay, I can get Adams and Diggs and compete at wide receiver every single week. And then I got to hit on some guys later. Matthew Stafford, pretty big disappointment thus far this year. Could turn it around.
He's going to bounce back.
He's going to bounce back at some point.
Do you know what the key to that offense is, Ethan?
A running game.
Okay. That's one thing. But you know what else is really missing that's going to put Matthew Stafford over the top and put him back to where he was? Jefferson.
Oh, well, Jefferson's not expected to play this week. But
not this week. No, not this week.
But I do think you're right that will help.
Yes. I just wanted to whisper in your ear for a second.
Man, Kyle Pitts, though, gosh, talk about
he's the Pitts.
Just it hurts because you almost can't sit him because you probably took him in the third, on your 3-4 turn. But I'm still probably looking at the waiver wire to get another tight end at some point because I just don't know if he's going to do it. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it is either. And that's sad.
It's so sad.
I don't know if I want to blame him or Mariota or the offense. It's just not a good mesh of all of it together. I don't think it's just one fault of any one thing. I think just a mixture of it is just not. It's just not what this offense is going to utilize.
Yeah. Now I will say there was one possible saving grace for Kyle Pitts. If the team decided to pull a Colts
and go with Desmond Ridder,
I
100% agree.
I think that could save Kyle Pitts. So we are now hoping for a little bit of that. But I think you still have to put him in there, but I'm still searching the waiver wire because I'd rather have somebody I can throw in that's getting some volume, or I'm not even opposed to trading for a low end tight end one that's getting volume. Looking at Tyler Higbee, I would have said David Njoku, but you're not going to get him now that he is hurt.
Gerald Everett.
Or you shouldn't be trying to get him. But I think the team's probably a couple moves away. I'm going to go with you've executed the draft strategy that I don't personally like pretty well. You've got good running backs even though you didn't draft them. So I'm going to give you a B because I think you've implemented the system well, but I think you're still a few moves away before this is a championship team.
Yeah. Overall, great pieces, able to compete, going to have a couple little holes. And if you have any running back injuries, it's going to be rough. But yeah, you have some pieces. I would go out there and try to see what kind of moves you could make. Maybe, honestly, I'm not opposed to selling Michael Pittman right now. Yeah. If you can get something for him before we see maybe a potential downswing in production here with the quarterback change. But overall, I'm going to give this team a solid B+, Ethan.
Okay. Sounds good.
Did you give it a grade? I didn't even listen.
I said B.
Okay.
I said a solid B. Awesome. I really like the law offices of D.A. Diggs.
That's right.
Or the Diggs.
The Diggs to you out there at home. But all right, like I said, we had a ton of submissions, and I would love to just do these for hours upon hours because we have such a great time with them. If we didn't choose your team, don't get discouraged. Resubmit it next week when we ask for more, and we'll try to do as many extras as we can here throughout the second half of the season to try to get to as many teams as we possibly can. But Ethan, once again, thank you so much for your astute, knowledgeable insight to all of these teams that were submitted here this week. We're going to get out of here for the day. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you later. Always love doing that with the doc. The Show Us Your Team segment has to be one of the funnest things that I do all week long. Me and the doc were actually talking about doing like a live stream marathon of Show Us Your Teams at the end of the season and go through some of these championship teams. If that's something that may interest you, let me know down below in the comments section. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up the Tailgate show for today. Hopefully you guys had a great week. Looking forward to another relaxing weekend. Hopefully you're able to kick back and relax, put your feet up on the couch, put a cold brew or something in your hand, and just sit back and watch some football. Looking forward to doing that myself. Don't forget, early game Saturday morning. We have a London game. Don't forget to make sure your lineups are good to go before you go to bed Friday evening. But for now, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, a great week, and we'll talk to you later.